What's up, FOA Squad? I'm Anthony, and welcome to our channel, Life with Anthony. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Happy Sunday to you guys. Today, I am going to be doing a Q&A. I have about 6 questions that I'm going to ask, and at the end of the video, I'm going to talk to you guys about something. And for a lot of you, it's going to sound like I am contradicting myself, and for some of you, it's going to seem like, oh, I can't make up my mind. Whichever the case may be, I still want to share my thoughts with you on that. I am sitting a little off-center today because I want to post the questions as I read up here somewhere. That's if I know how to do it. I think I do, but if not, I'll just be off-centered throughout the video. All right, so let's get into this Q&A, this Sunday Q&A. And the first question comes from Latoya Brown 8212. And Latoya asks, do you find it just as expensive living in your van and traveling as it is to have an apartment or a one-bedroom studio? My thoughts on paying or spending the same amount traveling and living the lifestyle the way that I am versus spending that same exact amount of money on an apartment is this. I'm getting experiences. I'm meeting people. And that's something that I cannot get living in an apartment. So even if I am spending the exact same amount as I would have been paying for an apartment, not to mention all the other expenses that goes along with having an apartment, I still would not mind it because, again, it's the whole freedom thing that I have. And to go back to an apartment or sticks and bricks, I lose my freedom, so to speak. And I rather spend the money the way that I am spending it, going to campgrounds, being able to travel, gaining experiences, meeting people, enjoying my life, and not giving my money to someone who or something that has no value to me. I have a shelter over my head, same as an apartment or a house provides. And I just don't see the need right now, especially as long as I have been living this lifestyle, sometimes off and on, but many, many years. It just, the whole thought of going back into apartment and paying someone else rent is just not something that I would probably ever, as long as I can help it, intend on doing. So yes, there are many, many months that I have spent probably more than what I was paying at an apartment. When I left my apartment, by the way, I was paying $1,135. If I would have renewed my lease to stay another year, it would have went up $50 and it would have been $1,185. Now you add that to gas and electric, cable, etc., that could have been around $1,500. So I would gladly take that $1,500 and spend on campgrounds and spend on road trips and other things like that, because I'm getting more value now out of my money, the way that I spend my money now. So it can be. And the last thing I want to say is van life can be as expensive as you make it or as simple as you make it. Sometimes mine is simple, but sometimes it can be, right up there with what I would be paying for an apartment. Okay, the next question is from LuluB5758. Are you still interested in purchasing some land to put a tiny house on or upgrading to something more roomier? Okay, I'm going to answer the first part of it because the second part is related to what I have to share with you guys at the end of the video. So, are you still interested in purchasing land to put a tiny house or something on? My interest is slowly but surely kind of decreasing. And the reason why I say that is because land is expensive. Yes, there are some places, for instance, Arizona, where land is much more affordable, but I'm not sure if I can live in that type of environment. I am scared of my own shadow at night, and being out in the desert. As you guys already know, I'm not a big fan of boondocking. I have never boondocked before, and to me, purchasing land in Arizona would be just like boondocking. I just never ever did it. I've never ever been on a desert. I've never seen a desert in my life. So for me to make such an important step of purchasing land in like Arizona for affordability, like most or a lot of van dwellers have done, would just be taking a leap of faith, because I don't know if I'll be able to live in that type of environment. Now, I am a city person. I might have to cut this video because it's a van next to me and it looks like the people are walking towards the van, and I don't want them to. Okay, they are not. All right. And I'm a city guy, and purchasing land in the city, in just about every city probably, is going to be way more expensive than what I can afford, because when you think of purchasing land, you also have to take in consideration all the expenses that are going to occur to try to get the land the way you want. Getting something to live on the land, getting water or solar or whatever. It's more than just the purchase of land. And I want to, if able, to purchase the land and still have the right amount of finances to do all the things, or the things, that basic things that I have in my head to do on that land. But I have not yet figured out a place where I could possibly buy land that is, number one, affordable, number two, that's not in a boondocking environment, and that's it. So when you take those two out of the equation, it's like, okay, where could I possibly look into? So I am leaning more and more towards focusing on the mobile homes, the RV parks. I didn't get accepted in that one last year, but that's only one RV park. You know, there are tons of RV parks. There are a lot of RV parks in Florida, you know, so I'm thinking about placing focus on RV parks. Campgrounds also is something that I am focusing less and less on. I was on this campground. This is the longest that I have been on this campground, and I am definitely ready for a change of scenery. I'm definitely ready for doing different things now. I think for me right now, the RV park is looking more and more attractive to me, because living on an RV park is more than likely going to be lots of places outside of the RV park that you can go to. For instance, there's an RV park in Zephyr Hills in Florida, which is not too far from Dade City where the campground is, and it's near everything, and that would just be the perfect ideal situation for me to live, to be at that RV park and be able to come out of the RV park and go to Walmart or go to this or go to that. And I think people are coming to get in this van now for sure, but I don't care. I'm going to keep on talking. So the land idea is getting a little bit less in my head, because I simply don't know where I would live or want to live. It takes a lot of research to figure out where you want to live, what type of environment, is it affordable or not. And I'm leaning more towards focusing on the RV park. Campgrounds, they have a wait list this long, and I don't want to wait that long. All right, so to answer your question, Lulu B, the whole land thing is looking less promising to me. but we shall see. All right, the next question is from Kim Neal 9184, Kim Neal 9814, and Kim asks, would you consider getting dental implants if the dentures don't work? If so, would you get them done in the US or Turkey? I don't know, is Turkey the place to go? I thought it was Mexico. Is Turkey the place to go? Okay, first off, I would not consider implants at all. I mean, I don't know what it is about it. When I just hear the word implants, I just hear pain. I don't know why. I just hear pain. So I don't know. I just vision drilling into my gums to put the implants in and all of that stuff. And as you guys know, it has taken me a lifetime to muster up the courage to even get what I have done already done. So for me to even have to rebuild that courage up to get implants, which is a different scenario than getting just the partials like I have, I don't know if I can mentally go through that. Now, speaking of dental, let me give you guys an update on what's happening with my dental. I got a call from them Friday, and because I have an appointment September the 6th. My next appointment was supposed to be September the 6th. I got a call from them Friday, and they told me that I didn't answer the call. They left a message, and nowadays the whole message they leave comes in a text form as well. But I got a message from them as well as a text, and they said that they need me to come back into the office and take an x-ray because they might have to have my wisdom teeth pulled out in order for the dentures that I chose, the flex dentures that I chose to fit my mouth. So I'm thinking first and foremost, like, okay, why didn't you just say that when I was there? Why didn't you just take an x-ray from the beginning? Why didn't you tell me that once I chose that particular denture that, okay, we may need to take an x-ray so that we can make sure that your wisdom teeth does not interfere with this particular dentures that you chose. Here is the thing. Once again, going back to the whole having the courage to build up the courage to start my dental work in the beginning. And now I have to go through that whole thing again because I have two friends who said that they have all their wisdom teeth pulled out and they had to be put under to do that. Now let me tell you, I have never had any type of surgery in my entire life. The whole thought of being put under now, I have to go through this whole mental process once again. And I know people are going to say, well, it's not that bad, it's this, it's that, it only takes this long or whatever. You don't know, So now they got me thinking, first of all, I'm going back to Baltimore. And get my dental work done. Because this is now pushing my road trip even further back now. Because if they put a stop to the procedure just to find out whether or not, I need my wisdom tooth pulled, nothing is being done right now until I go back in there and they take an x-ray and decide whether or not my wisdom tooth has to be taken out. I don't understand why that would be a concern because aren't your wisdom tooth in the back of your mouth? I had this front partial and this front partial. Why would that affect the last two teeth in your mouth all the way in the back? I don't know. I don't have any problems with my wisdom tooth now. I understand that many people wisdom tooth, they grow up crooked and cause problems. I am 57 years old and don't have any problems with my wisdom tooth. They are not giving me any pain. I'm not in pain or anything. I had 7 teeth pulled when I started this whole process. 2 of the 7 teeth was a necessity because they were coming loose. The other ones was just to give it the right spacing so it can the strongest next tooth would be there. I am not having teeth pulled again for no reason. I'm not. I'm not getting my wisdom teeth pulled if I don't have to. So that, I don't know. Things may come to a complete stop. And the reason why I say that I may go to Baltimore is because they do have there an in-house lab. So from a time perspective, if I go there and let them do it anyway, if I have any problems, I can stick around in Baltimore for 1 or 2 weeks. If I have any problems, I can go back and they can correct it right away because they have an in-house lab. Unlike the one up the office up here in New York, Vestal, New York. So I'm supposed to call them, or they're supposed to contact me tomorrow, depending on how that conversation works. This may come to a halt, and I might just say, you know what, I'll keep these a little longer. And the other thing is, what's the point in me getting different dentures if they're not going to fit without me needing adhesive? Because you guys know that's my big to-do. I want these bad boys to fit in my mouth without using adhesives. And many of you have said in the comments that you don't know anybody who has dentures that do not use adhesive. And then my thought would be, well, I may as well just keep the ones that I have then, if that's the case. So once I talk to them tomorrow, I'll give you guys another update on that. Man, oh man. I am going on my California road trip. I am. I'm so excited about that road trip, and I'm not going to let this. I can see if I ain't had no teeth in my mouth, period. But I will keep these a little bit longer and do it when I have the time to go down to Baltimore, if depending on what they tell me tomorrow. Okay, the next question is from Beverly Williams 6517, and Beverly asks, enjoy your videos. Well, first she says, enjoy your videos. Do you get any complaints about video on campgrounds, videotaping on campgrounds? Also, do some of the campers want to come over and share your food? All right, I'll start with that one. No. No one has ever come over and wanted to share my food. It's this one guy, though, who comes by on a golf cart when I'm fixing bacon in the morning. He's always smelling the bacon, and now he's in the habit of stopping at my site and sniffing. And I always tell him, you're too late. I've already eaten. And he said, yeah, you just don't want to give me some. Or he has some little line like that after each day. I think it's funny. I don't get nervous about videotaping on campgrounds because I try to be as discreet as possible. I believe a lot of people now know what I do as far as YouTube and vlogging and everything, especially the people that work there. I don't get too nervous about it. I try to video when there's not a lot going on. I rarely videotape on the weekends because that's when it's most busiest. I try to focus on making my videos during the week where there are less people around. But, you know, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I think my biggest concern is trying to avoid nude men walking past during the video because I've missed it a few times and it ended up being on the video. And then in the comments, they was like, hey, there's a naked man walking by. So I'm trying to be more conscious of that, of like where I place the camera now, the angle of the camera, so that if someone was to walk by, they wouldn't be on the, but it's hard to do no matter what angle or where I sit at the campsite to do. But I don't get too nervous about it, you know. The next question is from Athorpe630, and they ask, how long do you plan on doing van life? I couldn't see myself being 80 living in a van, but you make it look easy. This is not a forever thing for me. Once again, my whole plan is to get a home base and travel out from that home base every now and then. or as frequent as I'm able to financially do. Um, so as to how long, definitely until I'm 62 at least, until I am able to officially take early retirement at age 62. So definitely up until that point, which is about, let me see, 68, 69, 77, 68, 69, Anthony. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. So about 5 more years at least. But I'm hoping way before that time comes that I have a home base and I'm into that home base mode and I'm more into a routine of whatever. Right now, campgrounds, I don't know. Staying at campgrounds or trying to stay at campgrounds all year round is and can become very, very pricey. So it's becoming more and more important to me now to establish a home base where I can actually be somewhere for like 6 months and not out and about spending money on campgrounds. Maybe if the home base is near a campground, I can pick certain weekends or extended weekends to go to that campground as opposed to having to be there like months on end like I have been at this campground. So my focus is definitely going to be, as I said before, working with the RV camps, the RV parks and looking at those types of things and the mobile home parks and trying to get into one of those types of deal. But at least until I'm 62 and take an official early retirement. I want to have a home base, or hopefully in the next year or so. Okay, the next question is from Nice Robinson, and they ask, do you feel judged about every little thing sometimes? I do, but when you choose to put your life on this type of platform or any type of social platform, it's going to come with some judgment. But there are 2 pet peeves that I have about the judgment or about people in general and how they communicate with me. The first one is, I think that a lot of people forget that I'm an adult. I do. I really feel that some people forget that I am an adult and that I am 57 years old. And that, I'm to the point now where, I'm making my own decisions. And your reasoning for being here should not be to try and change or tell me how I should be living my life. That should not be your reason for being here. You should be here because hopefully I inspire you in some way. Hopefully I make you laugh and you enjoy my sense of humor. These are the reasons that I want people to be here and not judge me because of certain things that I do. I really think that some of the comments that people say are childish, so to speak. Because when I read a lot of them, when the comments that I feel that way about, I think to myself, okay, out of a 40-minute video, 40-minute video, this is what you choose to comment on. I think some things doesn't need to be said. I am not a perfect person. I am very transparent on here. So you're going to see some things. You're going to hear some things. I don't feel that there's a need to mention every little minor thing. If anything, comment and try to help me out. Help me out. If I did something incorrect, correct me and help me out. Not try to send me a derogatory comment and try to make me feel bad or something. Well, that rarely happens. But let's help one another. Let's not put each other's down, because I guarantee you, and I will say this with the utmost of confidence, I guarantee you that if many of you out there was doing what I'm doing and putting your life on here, I guarantee you, if you are as honest and transparent with your life as I am, I guarantee you that I will see some things. I will see some things but that doesn't mean I need to comment about every single thing. So yes, I think there is some unfair judgment. I think some people don't understand that this is my life. And part of the reason why I understand it is we have, because of the age demographic of the FOA community, there are a lot of the FOA community that are much older than I am. And I feel at times that they're doing their motherly thing with me, where they're trying to just be a mother, so to speak, to me. And I'm okay with that. I really am. I think it's sweet. I think it's endearing. But this brings me to my second pet peeve. I will not, under no circumstances, I will not let anybody talk to me any kind of way. I'm an adult. I don't speak to this community that way, and I don't expect to be spoken to that way. People sometimes, more than enough, don't know how to speak to me. It's not the message, it's how the message is delivered. And a lot of people don't know how to deliver the message, and they should quit their job at the post office because they're doing a horrible job at it, So that's my pet peeve about it, I've always said on this channel, I welcome comments. I just want people to be respectful of how they relay their comments to me. I don't understand why, for some people, that is so difficult to do if you call yourself an adult. I think, excuse me, I think another reason why it sometimes gets to me is throughout my life, not that I have ever in my life been a bad or negative person, a mean person or whatever, but as I get older, I get more sensitive about certain things because I think that I make the mistake of thinking that all people think like I do. All people feel the way that I do, and that's not the case. And so I try to understand people who don't have the capability or the ability to speak in a respectful way, And I've had some really derogatory comments, and I look at the comments like, is that important to you? Does it matter that much to you that you need to be, negative about it? But anywho, there is going to be judgment. Understood. I know that. But my problem is how that judgment is related to me. That's what I do not like. All right, so I think that is it. Okay, that is it. That's the 6 questions that I had written down. Okay, so now I want to talk about something that, as I said at the beginning of the video, a lot of you might think that is very contradictory. Some of you are going to say, okay, Anthony, you don't know what he wants. He's changing his mind again. Okay, truth be told, I have always wanted something bigger, something that I can stand up in. But I'm also a financial, logical thinker. I know that I can't go from this to that from a financial standpoint. It's so easy to say, okay, Anthony should get this, Anthony should get that. It's so easy to say that, So I try to think in a sense of planning things as I am financially able to make that move. Because if you are not, there's no need in really wearing your mind out about it if it's not, no chance of it happening. So the main reason why I have not ventured out to get anything bigger, like to stand up with, I know I have given you guys the reasons of, it costs too much, bigger is going to be more expensive, the gas is going to be expensive, the campgrounds are going to be more expensive because you might not be able to get the same one-person campsite that you are having, that you're getting now, and all of that. But the main core reason is I can't afford it. I cannot afford a high-top vehicle, and I'm not going to relinquish or I don't know if that's the right word. It sounds good. Give away or use most of my finances and then be RV poor or whatever. So I am not able to financially afford it. Many of you, if you can remember, I tried to go in and get a loan from the bank one time and I was denied then. At that point, I decided that I wasn't going to try to do it. Now, let me just say this as well. I am not against financing something. I'm not. I know I work really hard in getting debt free. I paid that SUV off really quickly, but I am not against financing something. And here are the reasons why. Okay, like I just mentioned, I went in and tried to apply for a loan and was denied. The main reason I think that a lot of the denying is coming from is because of my foreclosure that I have on my credit from my house. Now, a foreclosure stays, or most things will stay on your credit for 7 years. I am so very proud, so very happy. I don't know about proud. I'm so happy to say and announce to you guys that my foreclosure is coming off of my credit at the end of this month. Actually, I left out of my house August the 27th. And I don't know how long they took to apply that to my credit for when it started or whatever. But August the 27th, which is a few days, a week from here or so, that foreclosure should be on its way off of my credit. And that is just going to totally free up my credit so much. I say that once again, and how important that is because I believe now after that happens, it's going to help me if I choose to get something bigger to be financed for it. I am so happy, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. The second thing that's coming up at the beginning of next year, February, I would say, is that I'm going to be getting my second W-2 form. I know people can say it's a 1099. Everything to me is a W-2. I'm old school. W-2. I'll be getting my second W-2 form, which is going to show my income for 2 years of being a YouTuber. For 2 years. And so those two things are very, very important to helping me get financed if I decide to get something bigger. And believe me, I am thinking. I knew all along that my foreclosure was on there. I knew that when people, creditors or whomever, look at my credit score, that's what they see. And it's a big in-your-face type of thing to have on your credit. I knew that. So every time I was denied, I was a little bummed out for a little minute or so. But I knew why. I got in the comments a lot of times. Well, I would try to find out why. I already knew why. Then, at the first time I went in and got the applied for the loan, I was only a YouTuber for like 6 months. This time, if there is a this time, I will have once again 2 W-2 forms, and it will show 2 years of earning a living off of YouTube. So hopefully those two things, with the foreclosure coming off of my credit and the 2 W-2 forms that shows my income as a YouTuber the past 2 years, will help me if I choose to get something bigger. Now, I can almost assure you that I'm thinking it. I can almost assure you that I'm thinking it. My only thought is, what? Because no matter what terms they give me, no matter how many years they give me, because remember, I paid my SUV off in 2.5 years. So whatever terms they give me, however many years they give me, it's not going to happen. It's not going to take that long because I'm going to focus on it. I'm going to be well motivated to get it done, get it out the way if this is the route that I'm going. Now, the big question would be, and again, something is going to take place. I'm going to attempt something next year. Something is going to take place. Is that a build out or an RV? A build out would be so stressful for me. It would be. It would be totally stressful for me. If I was to buy something like a Ford Transit stand-up one, not Transit Connect, but a Ford high top or a Dodge Ram high top, the only thing would be in there is some insulation in the bed, because I don't know how to do too much of anything beyond that point. You know, I don't understand these people when they're talking about some DIYs and they did it themselves and it looks so professional. It doesn't look DIY at all. It doesn't look like that. Is it DIY? Yes, do it yourself. Yeah, DIY at all. You know, and I'm like, okay, these people know how to do stuff. I legit don't know how to do stuff, you know. So mine is gonna definitely look DIY if it gets to that, or I choose to go that route. But financially, from a financial point, and trying to borrow money, that's the better route to go, you know, because RVs now are like $100,000+. I can probably purchase a Ford stand-up one or whatever for 50 grand or whatever, and then I do my own little thing to it. But, and it might be thinking, because I'm thinking this too, like, okay, if you're thinking about buying a RV, would you still be focusing on trying to get on a mobile home? Get a mobile home? Well, yes. Because the RV or the made RV or the built out RV is for my traveling. It would be for my traveling. You know, it would be for my traveling. I would sell this van as is, and I've taken really good care of this van since I bought it in October of last year. I don't think I would have any problem selling this van, especially with this kit in here. There are a lot of people out there that may want to get into weekend camping or whatever the case may be. I got a nice outdoor kitchen, a nice inside area. I don't think I have any problems with selling this van. But that's what I'm thinking about. And that's been the main core reason why I have not tried to get anything bigger, because if I can purchase something and keep my money, meaning on a finance basis, and keep my money, then I should be okay. But if I have to use a lot of my money, then that's when things might get a little tricky. But my plan is to put just a little bit down and keep the majority of my money so that I can do other things to the van and continue to go ahead and travel and continue to go ahead and look for a mobile home or RV park space. So that's my thought. That's my thought process right now. So anywho, guys, that's it. I know but if you've been following me for a minute, you know I changed my mind like that. So this, what I'm saying to you, hopefully will make some type of sense and bring it all together. Every time I have oh, I'm thinking about getting this, oh, I can't do that, you know, hopefully knowing that, you know, it was because of the foreclosure on my credit, and I wanted to get more years and another WT form under my belt to help build up, and people would finance me, more of a chance of being financed. Alrighty, that's going to do it for today. I may show a few pictures of myself. I don't have a lot of pictures of my younger self. Lee Willie wanted to know if I could share some of old photos of myself. But my mother did have a couple photos of me when I was younger, so maybe I'll throw a couple of them at the end of this video. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys, you know that, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, hold it. Don't you dare click off yet. Don't you do it. Don't do it. Listen. I'm going to put you guys in suspense. I already put you guys in one suspense when I told you that I'm going out of the country again for my birthday in January. But I'm going to put you in suspense again. Sunday, coming up, is my last day here at the campground. And I'm going someplace. Someplace that I think is going to be really cool. It's a 7-hour drive from where I am now. And I am so excited, and hopefully you guys will be too. And I'll tell you about where I'm going in a few days, because I'm going to keep you guys in suspense. Because that's what I do. Alright guys, I will see you guys on the next one. I hope you guys are having a really great weekend and a blessed Sunday. Bye.